Jim here from Jim's Digital Marketing. In this video, we're gonna build a lead generation campaign. You might be struggling with the quality of the leads that you are driving over the years, or you just built a lead generation campaign and the quality is total crap. But before we get into all that, why you should listen to me. I'm Jim. I've been running ads for 10 years and I've been running ads for Fortune 500 companies like New Balance, Phrases Property, and many more, like Coca-Cola, Bic, many more brands like these. Before we jump into the platform, I want to explain a couple of things. There are 3 ways we can increase the quality of the leads on Meta advertising. The number one way, the easiest way, is driving people to your landing page instead of instant forms. But I will give you some hacks and tips and tricks that you can increase with the instant forms where you generate those leads on Facebook itself without taking them to your website. And I will show you a way to do that as well. Buckle up. The second way is going to be targeting. And the third way is going to be on the creatives. But I will show you what type of creatives actually drive the highest quality leads, because I A/B tested this a lot and this is what I found. So let's jump into it. I will show you what I see over the years, what I found the best quality of the leads that I've been seeing over the years, and I will show you how to increase it depending on the campaign that you're running. All right, let's get into it. All right, let's create the campaign. First and foremost, I will just create the campaign right here and then select the lead objective. That is really important. I'm just going to ignore everything else, no traffic. I see this a lot even with seasoned marketers. They think traffic is going to get people in, and then with retargeting campaigns or lead campaigns, I will convert those people. But they are historically people are historically non-becoming leads, right? Like, for instance, my dad, he never buys stuff online. He's not in that sales objective. Like, no matter you trick the algorithm, try to trick the algorithm, show awareness first, then traffic, then retarget, then you create a middle of funnel, bottom of funnel, he's not going to buy. He's a 65-year-old man who is not going to buy stuff online, because that person is going to be under traffic or awareness, right? He's going to see the ads, click on the ads, but he's never going to buy. So no matter how you try to outsmart the algorithm, you're just going to waste money with traffic objective. Yes, you're going to drive traffic, but those people are not going to convert into leads or sales. Keep that in mind. We're going to continue, and then we're going to create a manual leads campaign. If you are struggling with the quality of the leads, guys, stay away from the top one. This is the Advantage Plus thingy, which I definitely don't suggest. For an e-commerce business, I 100% suggest it, but you have to have some data. Otherwise, I definitely don't recommend this, and I never use it for my clients. And I will say continue, and now it is going to put us in the campaign level, and you're going to name your campaign here. Go down, you can set the budget in the campaign level or the ad set level. I'm going to skip this part as well. And then here we have 2 options. This is critical. If you are struggling with the quality of the leads that you're getting, I suggest you try taking people to your website instead of instant forms. Instant forms, you build the form on Facebook, which I'm going to cover as well. But if you're struggling with the leads and you tried every possible scenario and you are not getting those quality leads, guys, just a simple selection. You just put websites and then you will get higher quality leads. Because most of the people who become leads on the instant form, they don't even remember, because there's an autofill function, information automatically filled in Facebook, right? Email, phone number, and name. So they don't even remember filling that form up. Once you call them back, they're gonna be mad at you. Like, we have seen this a lot, and the quality will be crap. All right. But there's a caveat here, guys. I'm going to show you 2 landing pages. If your website is like this, do not use website leads. The reason being is you're going to waste so much traffic. Even that person is likely to become a lead, they're not going to become a lead. This is a real estate example, right? So we can see there's a real estate page. I typed in buy apartments, blah, blah, blah. So here there's an unrivaled in-house sales experience. Like, nobody cares about that. There's not a clear headline. There's off-the-plan projects, but it's not clear, guys. There's no call to action above the fold. Above the fold means before you scroll down, and actually that name comes from the old newspapers, right? You fold the newspaper, and then above the fold is the first headline. That term comes from the newspaper ads. But you can see there's no call to action, no clear image. The image is clear, but it's like, with the real estate people, they try to come up with that, the branding and feel, look and feel. That's cool, but that's the job of the salesperson to spike this, emotions and everything, or the ad itself, but not the landing page. Landing page has to be conversion optimized, right? So we don't see that here. I scroll down, still not a good call to action. There's an about us. I don't really care about you. Referral partners, I don't really care. You go down, see random people. There's no call to action whatsoever, right? I can't see the projects here. There's a off the plan projects, but where is the project really, right? Sorry guys, if you're listening to me, this brand, I'm really sorry. So this is a brand that I've worked with in the past, and you can see I typed in exact same thing, buy apartments, South Fiera, and you can see a clear form which is above the fold. I don't even have to scroll down, and the information is there. Once imagine now completed, this headline could be changed because I'm not running their ads anymore. New luxury Melbourne apartments, super clear price point. I know what I'm getting, and there's an image in the background. You can see what you're getting, right? You put your information in, you put your address, you put your contact number, and bam, submit. So if you have a landing page like this, and I have a landing page video, go watch that on my channel. It is like a game changer, guys. It is literal game changer. If you have a landing page like this, or if you can get someone to build a landing page like this, they're super simple templates. You can use those. Your lead quality will increase drastically because you're going to weed out those people that are accidentally filling those forms up, and they will have a one step more commitment to land on your page. And one important thing here is you have to have a really high speed website. If it's slow, then you're going to see that drop out. So the two things that you have to think about, if your landing page is like this, there's a form above the fold or a call to action button above the fold, and everything is super clear, okay, you should try to drive people to your website. If not, if you have a page like this and it's not easy for you to build a landing page from scratch, you will go with the instant forms again, and I will show you how to optimize that as well. So let's say your website is crap and you want to go with instant forms, and you're going to say, Jim, I want to fix my forms, get higher quality, but I want to use instant forms. All right, I got you. I will show you how to do that. All right, so we're going to view terms and accept this bad boy. You have to do it to run instant form leads. All right, so we have options, right? We selected instant forms. I go down, performance goal, maximize number of conversion leads, or maximize number of leads. If you want to increase the chances of getting high quality leads, you can give this a shot. It's not my favorite way to do it. This is not one of the tricks that I'm going to tell you. You can try this one. I've seen a slight increase in quality, but not a ton. This is not a huge game changer in my opinion in terms of increasing the quality of the leads. So we're going to go with the number of leads right now. We're not going to set a cost per result call, no dynamic creative. They're going to fade this out anyways. Set the budget, and we're going to come to the audience controls. Right now, this thing is really important. Broad targeting, I'm a huge fan of broad targeting. But if you want to increase the quality of the leads, you should not do broad targeting unless you have a ton of data in your ad account. And if you're driving the leads to your website, you can go with broad targeting because the pixel is learning, right? But here, you don't need a pixel to run instant form ads because you're literally doing everything on the Facebook platform itself. You don't need to take people to your landing page where the pixel gets trained, right? So you don't need to do that. Australia, audience controls. Guys, this audience controls acts as a hard constraint, meaning if you set something here, they're not going to go beyond that. Meaning, let's see, show more options. You can set a minimum age. Let's say we're doing real estate. Like people are not going to buy below 25 years old. Let's say I set a minimum age of 25, right? So here in the audience advantage plus audiences, even though whatever I set here, they're not going to go below 25. This is my hard constraint, right? You can exclude custom audiences. I'm not going to cover that in this video. It might be too long. And we're going to go with advantage plus suggestions optional, right? So you can switch to original, but in some ad accounts, they're fading that out. So you don't have that option to go with original audience option. What is the difference? This is more like an audience signal in Google Ads. If you're not familiar with Google Ads, this gives them a suggestion where they should start the targeting, but they will expand beyond that if they see good performance, right? So I'm assuming your ad account doesn't have this. If your ad account has this, that's great, but we're gonna go with this. As I said, if you set the boundary in the audience control, it will start the age from 25. If I set this to, let's say, 21, it will switch to 21. Now we're gonna go with 25 here. Gender, you select, it doesn't really matter. Custom audiences, doesn't really matter. Now we're gonna go to detailed targeting. Now the targeting is important, guys. As I said, we're generating leads on Facebook, not taking them to our website. So you want to be really specific. Real estate, let's say, and in this case, you're gonna get a higher quality. So I chose the wrong one, employers. I don't want employees, real estate. I want interest, real estate. All right, I'm gonna choose property industry. So that is a pretty big audience, guys. As you can see, it is 11 million people, right, in this specific audience. That's huge. So I'm gonna go up and name my audiences, 25 plus real estate. And then I will go down, and I will also set an upper limit here, but this is not gonna be a hard constraint. Keep that in mind. The hard constraint was here. So I'm gonna set this a little bit lower, let's say 51, because after 51, people might still buy houses, but in this assumption, our house is kind of cheap, and like newly married couples are buying those houses. Just an example, right? All right, so that is good. You can narrow the audience. Since this is Advantage Plus audience, you're narrowing it down. It will just give Facebook an idea, but it won't act as a hard constraint. Keep that in mind. Now we're gonna go down, and the placements, you don't need to touch the placements. We're gonna go next. All right, so we covered the targeting portion. Now it is the third part where you can increase the quality of the leads, which is the creative type. All right, the creative is important. People put just single images, clickbait of images. There's two schools of thought when it comes to Facebook advertising. One school says the goal of the ad is to get the click, and then the job is done. But when it comes to real estate, if there's a misalignment from your landing page or the form and the ad itself, the quality of the leads are gonna be trash. But if you have a really good, clear-cut ad creative, and you're calling out the people who you want to sell or do business with, the quality of the leads are gonna be way higher, even though your click-through rate is lower, right? So the click-through rate is not gonna determine the success of your ad. You want to look at the end result, cost per lead, then work your way back. If your cost per lead is awful, all right, then look at conversion rate, then look at the traffic that you're sending, which is click-through rate. If your quality is amazing, if your click-through rate is shit, still your quality of the leads are great, cost per lead is low, you don't really care too much about the click-through rate. And you want to do a little bit of clickbaity ad, and then the quality of the traffic goes down, conversion rate goes down, your cost per lead increases, and you get lower quality leads. You don't want that. The goal here is increasing the quality of the leads. What I want you to do, create video ads of you speaking about the offer, of the property. You have to do video ads if you want high quality leads on instant form. If you're talking about website leads, it's not a big deal like this, but you want to have a video ad clearly talking about your service. Let's look at some examples. All right, so we have two real estate ad examples. I'm gonna show you both of them and which one is gonna get a higher quality leads. Let's watch this one. So cool. There is not one person speaking. If there was a person speaking, because faces always sell, that would have been better. But you can see the quality of the video. It doesn't have to be shot professionally. It has to be clearly demonstrating the offer. Since this is lead generation, guys, the quality matters. So this one, we can see the outside of the house. We can see the suburb that it's in, right? It's an drone shot here, or it doesn't have to be a drone shot. It could be showing the map as well. So it is showing the inside of the house. It is showing every single thing. A person who's it's showing the garden and everything. A person is gonna care, right? It's showing every single bit. But compare this to this ad right here. This is not gonna drive quality leads. That is a different story if we were to drive people to the website. But now, since we're doing instant form leads, this ad itself is going to drive low quality leads because people are not going to remember if they have submitted their forms or not. I did this A/B test clearly for one of the businesses, and we had one person speaking and explaining the offer, going through the pain points. And we had an ad of the offer itself, right? And we were driving instant leads. We looked at the numbers. The static ads with just the static and the offer had lower cost per acquisition, which told me, all right, Jim, this is working really well. And the video that person is speaking had a higher cost per acquisition. I was like, something's going on here, right? And I was about to pause the ads, but let it run for 3 months. And we looked at the back end. The leads that come from those videos converted at a much higher rate compared to the ads that we had no videos, like just statics. This tells me that this on the front end, your lead cost per lead is going to be high, maybe a little higher if you're running video ads, but in the back end, those leads are going to be way more qualified. So keep that in mind. Those leads are going to be way more qualified. So if you're the business owner driving the leads, just sit in front of the camera or hire someone from Fiverr and Upwork or a freelancer to talk about your service. That is important. So if you want to drive leads, you at least want to have 3 to 4 different videos with different hooks, and you have to have different scripts that you want to talk about. Then that will bring really high quality leads. That's my promise to you. All right, let's go to the ad section and let's talk about the forms. Let's say you put your video ad here, wrote your copy, and you go down. Now you want to create the form. The form is also a really tricky part that you can increase the quality of the leads or decrease the quality of the leads. Once we start the lead form here, the form itself, we're going to create a form and it will give you some options, form type options. Rich creative, we're going to ignore this. This works better for e-commerce, but definitely not for lead generation. So we have more volume and more intent, higher intent. So the only difference is, guys, at the end of the form, they ask users a question, meaning you're giving your information to XYZ business. Are you sure that is this information correct? That is the only thing. So it's not going to make a big difference. So don't really fall for it's going to be super high intent. If when I switch to this or more volume, it's going to be way higher intent. No, it's not going to be high intent, right? So you're going to go with more volume. The intro, the image that you put here doesn't really matter at all. But the greeting you put here, that, whatever your offer is going to be mattering a lot. This is really important. So talk about the offer they're going to get or talk about the service they're going to get. Let's say if it's weight loss, you're about to lose X amount of weight in this time. Because this is not really an advertising, right? This is the form itself. So you can put the stuff in that you cannot put on the ad and be clever like that, right? So if you cannot say dating apps in the ad copy or in the ad itself, you can put that in here. If your service is dating apps, of course. So put that in. That is another thing. Questions, cool. Now we're at the question level. This is crucial, guys. And the question, this is autofill, guys. The email and your name are going to be autofill. So if you want to see a way around this, you want people to really put their information in manually. We found a way, which might sound counterintuitive to some, but that definitely increases the quality of the leads. So you're going to delete the email and name. You're just going to delete this part. You're going to get some other information, such as the city, maybe, some really not important information. They're not going to think a lot about when they, put their information. But we're going to go back and we're going to ask their phone numbers and emails for them to type in manually. That is going to make sure we don't get spammy leads. We don't get any, tire kickers. So we're going to go back, pre-filled questions. So we don't want them to pre-fill those. We're going to come here. So we're going to add question. We're going to type in short answer. Your phone number. So they have to put their phone number in manually without an autofill. So this is the little trick that we found. So it is asking you to switch up to autofill, but we don't want this. We intentionally doing this here as a short answer. So we're going to add email. We don't want this. And then you can add a short answer again. So as you guys can see, this is your phone. They have to manually enter this details. and then we're gonna add one more short answer about them, for instance. We don't want to put address, but when would you like to be contacted? Right? Cool, that is important, right? So we covered most of the stuff here, which is important for us to get their information. Now you can ask the questions to qualify them, such as, multiple choice questions. Are you interested in what is your budget? What is your budget? And you put two answers here, and then you can add another question, such as, guys, by the way, I at least suggest 5 questions, including of course, name, email, and phone number. You have to get them to manually put those in. I at least suggest 5 questions here, and then they will put the city here, right? So this part doesn't matter because this is the autofill part. But you want to have at least 5 maximum. I suggest 10 questions. Don't exceed 10. But we had successful lead generation campaigns with more than 10 questions. So we were asking them about when do they want to be connected? How do they want to be connected? What is their budget? Have they tried any other marketing services? When they can start, like a lot more questions to qualify them. And at this point, if they bounce, they're not quality leads anyways. But if they stick to it, you know that those leads are going to be way qualified. When you call them, they will remember they filled that form, right? Because they manually put their phone number in. That is not autofill. That is important. And then you're going to put the privacy policy here and the message for the leads. And the message for the leads could be, you will be, so don't go with the default option, guys. Then people are not going to be expecting a call from you. So you will say, expect. No one does this, guys. Like the brands that we do this for, they get high quality leads, as high quality leads as Google Ads, but at a fraction of the cost, right? So you expect a call from us in, let's say, 2 business days, depending on how you, of course, operate. So this is how you increase the quality of the leads with the lead form adjustments. This trick is going to save you a lot of money, guys, and make you a lot of money with the quality leads that you get, because those phone numbers and emails are not going to be fake, right? They could still write fake ones, but they're not going to really, if they are a tire kicker, they wouldn't really care about doing all that to waste their time. And also the creative. Avoid image creatives if you're using instant forms. Of course, you can still have videos, images, creative statics, but you want to go with a couple of videos at least. I suggest 3, but ideally 4 videos with different hooks, with different scripts. And the targeting section, broad, doesn't really work well, guys, if you don't have enough data and you are going with instant forms. And going back all the way, if you have the option, first try to take people to your landing page if you have an above default form. And if you don't have that, try to build one landing page. Don't drive people to your homepage, website, or contact us page, because those don't work, guys. Those landing page structures, they're built for a reason, specific reason, to convert people on the spot. So hope this is helpful. If you found this helpful, please subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.